Do you find yourself making sexual comments, or maybe you don't even know that you are, but someone's made a comment to you about how often you talk about sex? Well, perhaps there's something deeper going on. Welcome back to Dr. Trish Leigh, the podcast with me, Dr. Trish Leigh. I am on a mission to help people come out of the screen, especially explicit matter, and get back on purpose in life. So, if you're ready to rewire your brain and get back to purpose, passion, and healthy relationships, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Okay, so what's going on? If you make a sexual comment, or if somebody else makes sexual comments around you, I want you to take note of this because it can be the sign or the symptom of something deeper going on. And what is that something deeper? That something deeper is what I call hypersexuality. What that is hyper, too much sexuality. Now, many men mistake this for libido, but actually, what it has to do with is that your brain has been conditioned to go back to sexual content, or in today's day and age, sexual media, especially explicit matter or sexual media on social media. And then, you know what I always say? You are what you eat. This becomes your mind diet. This is what you're putting into your mind, and then it becomes your thoughts. And you know what your thoughts end up doing? They end up being extended back out into the world as your speech and language. So, this is the way that it goes. Whatever thing you're focusing on, or you're going back to for high amounts of pleasure that are linked to dopamine, that becomes what is running through your mind. What is running through your mind impacts you. And then it becomes to be the thing that you think about. Then it comes to be the thing that you talk about. So, what's happened recently is I've been out and about with my girlfriends, and they've noticed that we've interacted with men who kept making sexual comments, not even really necessarily about us, mainly about themselves, making sexual comments about their organ, making comments about other people. But the theme and the through line was a lot of sexual comments when we walked away. So I want you to take note of that. Now let's go a level deeper. The level deeper is, how is this getting into your mind? Now, if you've been consuming pornography or explicit matter in the form of social media for a long time, it will condition your brain to go back to it for dopamine, and you will begin to think about it a lot. This is the root of the problem. We see this in pop culture a lot. We see it with Diddy. We see it from Jared from Subway. We see it with the Tate brothers. We're seeing it in a lot of places where this porn influenced thinking and acting is being projected into the world. Now, if that's happening for you, I really would love for you to know porn is the source. So we have to go to the source for you to be able to feel and perform better. Porn changes the way that your brain is performing. In essence, damaging the function and the structure of your brain. Porn damages your brain. That is what makes you go back for the dopamine. That is what makes you think about it all the time. That is how it's showing up in your speech and language. So it's neurological dysfunction, dopamine dependency, that changes the performance of your brain and mind. Now, if you're looking for help on this journey of leaving porn behind and resetting the pleasure pathways in your brain back into your life, please go to drtrishleigh.com. I've developed a new e-guide, 32 brain hacks for you to reset those pleasure pathways in your brain. It's called Reward Reset. Go to drtrishleigh.com and get it so you can learn how porn and explicit matter and sexual media are impacting you, and more importantly, what you can do about it. If you struggle with erectile dysfunction from porn use, please go get the guide. It will help. Now, let's go to the source here and dig a little deeper. Neurological dysregulation, brain dysfunction, then changes your ability to emotionally regulate. What this means is you can't deal with difficult emotions. You might find that you even want to heighten positive emotions when they happen to you. You want as much pleasure as quickly and easily as possible from hitting the easy button. Your brain has been conditioned to do that. So you know what it's time for. It's time to train your brain in the healthy direction, pattern interrupting this neurological dysregulation, which will allow you to be able to emotionally regulate and self regulate, not needing the screen to feel better. And this way, you'll be able to get back on purpose in your work, your hobbies, and most importantly, your relationships. Whether you know it or not, porn is very destructive for your relationship, especially when it comes to ED. Now you feel terrible. You can't perform with your partner and you're stuck going back to the screen. It's time to change that. So if you're looking for professional help, my team and I offer something called qEEG brain mapping. You can see on a map, a graph, you can see how your brain is performing and the areas and the levels of brain dysfunction. It's actually quite amazing. Once you see the dysfunction in your brain, and you can see if your brain is using strain brain or drain brain, then you know exactly what to do about it. And what you can do about it is called neurofeedback brain training. We can use advanced technology and neuroscience to train your brain like a workout back into the healthy, optimal pattern, maybe for the first time ever. So if you want help, please go to drtrishleigh.com. Check out the process that we engage in when we're working with clients. First, you can have a consult. We can make sure it's a good fit, learn about your situation. Then you can have your brain map performed. You can see with your own eyes what needs to be done for your brain to heal. Then you can engage in neurofeedback, and before you know it, you're feeling and performing better. I offer coaching along the way so that you can synergize with your mind and body for long lasting results that takes a lot quicker than if you were to try to do this alone. So for today, here's what I want you to do is take note of how much you talk about sex this week. Does something come out that you think's funny and you think it's low key and you think it's no big deal? Notice how many times you do it. The more you do it, more you have explicit matter on the brain, the more that it's urgent that you take care of this. Remember, language and speech is an extension of your thinking. Your thinking is a projection of your brain performance. So if you're thinking and talking about sex all the time, especially if it's explicit matter influenced, it's time to heal your brain. All right, speaking of Mind Over Explicit Matter, my new book is out everywhere you can purchase books. Go get it. It has the formula and it will help you to leave the screen, get back on purpose in your life. And as always, control your brain or it'll control you.